How are y'all doing? This is Dirt with Deplorable News Daily. Today's date is March 3rd, 2017. Well, WikiLeaks has followed through with their release of Vault 7, which turned out to be the year one release of all the CIA hacking tools. Right here. Vault 7 CIA hacking tools revealed. Now there are some pretty interesting things in here. This is just a screenshot that I made. Personal security products. Clam AV, Norton, Kaspersky, Avira, Zone Alarm, Rising, F-Secure, Zamana Anti-Logger, EMET, all the way down here to Komodo, McAfee, and you notice all this, there's quite a few of them here that are marked secret. Here's another screenshot of an area that I found, operating system and platforms, iOS. So anybody that uses a phone or iPhone or an iPad is completely at risk of penetration. I mean completely. Reflash device procedure, they can reflash it remotely. iOS exploits, NSA, FBI, GHCQ or GCHQ, and MI5. Go to another screenshot that I took. I'll zoom in here. And we'll look what I've got marked on here. iOS exploits data, Archon, remote architecture detection, came with purchase, Dianidu, JDW, GCHQ, JDW is Joint Development Workshop. We'll get into that here in just a second. GCHQ, Earth Eve exploit, remote exploit. Right there, boom. Ported by GCHQ, which is the Queen. This is Britain, MI5. Shared with the CIA and purchased by the NSA. Purchased. Keyword Elder Piggy. It's a sandbox escape. Implemented by the GCHQ and JDW. Nandau. Heap overflow corruption. Kernel exploit. GCHQ again. And we get down here to persistence. Reboot persistence. Joint Development Workshop. I'm kind of curious what this redaction is here, but I believe this is also GCHQ. It's 4 letters. CIA. By selecting specific executables on the system partition that are run with root privileges, a symbolic link can be created on iOS 7 or an existing file can be written on iOS 8 that will run our bootstrapper, giving use initial execution on every boot. So once they're in with the persistence. Redux, GCHQ. Sandbox profiles for iPhone 4S and later, iPod Touch 5th generation, and later iPad 2 and later. The impact is a malicious application may be run to launch arbitrary binaries on a trusted device. Description: a permissions issue existed with debugging functionality for iOS that allowed the spawning of applications on trusted devices that were not being debugged. This was addressed by changes to debug servers sandbox. Publicly discovered by the Chinese jailbreak team Pangu CVE 2014-4457. Boom. China. Okay. GCHQ again on the Rhino. exploit reads text that reveals that the KASLR values by calling the OS text copy loaded text info function. Don't know what that is. You know, if there's somebody that does, before, you know, I actually look this up, let me know. Okay. You know, got SAL, FBI, ROU. That should already tell you right here. This one is quite the information right here that I was looking for. Nocturnal Fears. This, I believe, is the newest one that they're using right now. I'm also kind of curious about Bait Shop, the Saline. But we get down here to Xiphos, validation issue, kernel exploit. This is for iOS 7, CIA, iOS 8.1.1, and that would be the death date, which was the date that they got rid of it. So I'm believing that this is the newest one right here, Winter Sky. But Xiphos was publicly discovered by the Chinese jailbreak team at Pengu. I'm thinking this has a connection to do with Hillary right here in the State Department. Get down here, exploits, the color codes. You can tell it goes from iOS 4 all the way to iOS 9.2. Saline, Mini-Me, Nandao, Juggernaut. But I believe they're still, right now, their primary, I believe, Winter Sky is working for them. New exploit is Mini-Me for iOS 9.2. Minor update to Saline, and Nandao is a major update. So I'm kind of curious about this Nandao. Once again, if we go back up here to Nandao, heap overflow corruption kernel exploit GCHQ. So this right here, I got a feeling that this is New World Order. So this is the UN right here that has something involved with this, or the EU. Juggernaut, Mountain FS. If you go back up here and you look, code sign defeat, persistence reboot, kernel info leak. It tells you exactly what it is. And it still blocks, iPhone still blocks persistence update. iOS does. Sandscape for the browser, it's not available. But early is the kernel exploit for that. So that's just little screenshots of what I got. But here's the actual page. And Weeping Angel, this is one that I think everybody needs to read. Weeping Angel right here. Especially if you have a Samsung F8000 or any other new smart TV, 4K TVs. Time research, secret testing ideas, and this is pretty interesting. I'll go into here real quick. And somewhere in along all this, before I forget, is this right here, Reddit/NetSec. This is mentioned right here in the WikiLeaks. This one exactly, and greyhathacker.net. Both of these are mentioned somewhere within the Windows and personal security software section. You'll run across these somewhere. See if I might be able to. But Weeping Angel testing ideas, US and the UK. Long-term steady state TV on using WLAN O. 24 to 72 hour longevity test. This means they're testing to see how long they can keep your TV on without blowing it up. If you've had smart TVs go out here lately, understand why they're blowing up your TVs by running this stuff. TV fake off. It's where they turn all the pixels off to keep your camera and everything going, recording you, watching your activity. Transitions, related articles. This right here, this is why they're blowing up your TVs. If your TVs are going out, right there. Research ideas and next steps. And I read these backwards. That's how I've been going through this, and it makes a little more sense. A lot of y'all will, not know what this is. A lot of y'all will. Streaming audio, 100 kilobytes of audio at quality 5 is 24 seconds. Reduce the number of IP tables, insert attempts when the TV is first booted, and each generates a DNS lookup of a Samsung website. This means they're running scripts. Extract and study the Samsung Go image, because images are secured. They can actually hack you through a photo. That's shown in this whole WikiLeaks. But they've got new testing ideas, and mind you, this is all old stuff. This is old. Okay, all this this dates back to 2009 and before. But they can turn your Wi-Fi on and off, connect to your TV. They can do everything. They are in your house. Another one that I believe everybody, if I'm not mistaken, it's pterodactyl. But this is for Linux. Anybody running Linux. Linux on Android, Linux and Ubuntu, Linux Yocto. I mean, they're in Linux, completely inside Linux. Sontaran. This has to do with Linux phones and SDKs. Androids, they're in there completely. They can build a customizable program to root your phone for you, basically, and flash it to whatever they want on there. They got some pretty interesting programs here. Maddening Whispers, concept of operations. Maddening Whispers is a set of software components that provide beaconing and remote access capabilities to a Vanguard-based device. ET project. Vanguard-based device. This is pretty interesting right here. So yeah, this was one that I found pretty interesting. Another one, data destruction, wiped locked files. I mean, they're completely inside of absolutely everything. DLL injection using set Windows hook. That's stealth. Shoulder surfer. This one's pretty interesting too. System monitoring and manipulation. A lot of it's empty and still empty. I'm thinking that they may update it as it goes. Developer exercises, flashbang. Here we go. I know it was on one of these pages right here. Flashbang 1.1. Flashbang is a tool designed to be able to migrate from a browser process using Sandbox, escalate privileges, and memory load, a NOD, which is Networks Operation Division, Persistent Spec DLL. They've got it for 32-bit and 64-bit computers. This tool was built for a specific concealed operation, CONOP. Internet Explorer. Flashbang is configured to install a Grasshopper Anthill Assassin package. Look at here. Google. Internet Explorer. Microsoft and Google. I believe Google is founded by Microsoft in some way. Internet Explorer. Google. Flashbang repository. LinkedIn user mode. 34-bit or 32-bit and 64-bit Windows operating systems. Anybody using Windows needs to be informed about Flashbang. Fight Club. Fight Club is an umbrella crypt of tools, blah da da da, for a computer's operation group. The Ricky Bobby 3.0 would become installed on the machine. Ricky Bobby 3.0, VLC Player, WinRAR, TrueCrypt, Connectify Me, Shameless Reader, Microsoft Office Standalone, Adobe Reader Installer, EDG Engineering Development Branch was able to supply the following Trojans in the operational timeline: VLC Player, WinRAR, TrueCrypt, Shameless. The 6 thumb drives sent to the field for operational use had 4 extracting WinRARs, Wraith, 2 VLC players, 2 TrueCrypt applications, 2 Shameless applications. Cover documents included TrueCrypt containers with keys, videos, documents, and images. So, thumb drives, go to Ricky Bobby, and out to the IOC. Boom, 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 boom. Unused. Connectify Me. Dark tests. Test software. Commercial. They're in your computer via the software that you download and you use. VLC Player. Thing about that is I've got VLC Player. I've got TrueCrypt. So I'm deleting those apps. And I'm never going to use them again. Try to figure out how to get rid of them. Basic Bit. There's another one. Win32 C++ Liaison Releasable Keylogger. It's a keylogger. See here, if I'm not mistaken. Over here. No. Which one was it? Was it this one? No, that's the one that I just clicked on. See here. Go back. Then. Okay, well, I can't find it. Don't know what. Fine Dining Tool Module. Thunderbird, Chrome, LB Breakout 2 game. 2048 game. Foxit Reader Portable. Sophos Virus Removal Tool. Kaspersky TDSS. Clamwin. Hyperius, Opera Mail, SanDisk, LibreOffice, BabblePad, Notepad, McAfee Stinger, Portable, Skype Portable, Opera Portable, Hammer Drill 2.0, CD DVD collection tool that collects directory walks and files to a configured directory. Let me see here. Nero. They use an exploit Nero to get into your computer. With that, this is where I'm getting at, people. Y'all need to start looking through this, because the deeper and deeper you go and you look at these Windows files, I've got a couple of these on my computer. I have at least 3 in this list right now. Grasshopper. The Grasshopper design. To install software information operation tools on targets running Microsoft Windows operation systems. It allows tools to be installed using a variety of persistence mechanisms and modified using a variety of extensions like encryptions. Installers may be configured with rules that will be evaluated on target to determine whether to conduct an install, which means, Do you talk like I do? Do you get balls deep into things that I do? Well, you might be a target. If you have a Windows operating system like myself, you know, with this handy dandy Windows media player. I mean, I've got VLC right there. There's one of them. Boom. I've got LibreOffice. I've got OpenOffice. I've got a couple of them that they could definitely target me through. Never knew this. But I mean, it lays out exactly everything you do, people. Magic Vikings, the Anthill 2.0. I'm still looking into this. I've got a friend of mine looking into the Anthill because there's not too much on it. But it is very, very suspicious to me, this one. As well as Assassin. Frog Prince. See what this is. FI compliant system. Let's see here. One-way tests, end-to-end tests, Windows configurations, VM sphere, Ubuntu systems, Linux users, Ubuntu users, y'all are compromised. Medusa, I'm looking into this, but they've got these user numbers. We need to find out who the users are, who the people are behind the numbers. I mean, if you look at the task list of this user, I mean, the same user does all this stuff. I mean, there's lots of previous versions. There's lots of users. What is user da-da-da's nickname going to be? Options include user da-da-da-da-da. And it actually has comments between them. Interagency comments in some of these. It's Monster Light. You've got to get familiar with your road product line. User is an absolute no-go. Okay, well, where I'm getting at with all this stuff is they've got something called, I don't care, Google, Spark, I think it's a Spark conference. Can't remember what the heck the name of it is. Oh, or do I have it open in my other browser? Just watched Brian by Citizen News. I recommend his videos as well. Because he brought out, did the first video about keeping Angel software. I didn't really find it. I'll have to find it. But anyways, y'all, there's a lot of stuff that's being dug through right now in regards to this WikiLeaks release. I mean, they've got rancid test range. They've got all sorts of stuff. Green Packet After Midnight Pack Rat, Roid Rage for Android, Cocoon, Velociraptor. I mean, they've got some really interesting names. When you get down here to iOS, Android, Linux, collaborations. Here we go. This is where I found that Spark name. Past presentations. It's in here somewhere. Black hat, non-black hat. JDW. I mean, they go to lots of these places. Evening Code Bloat. They have hackathons. Oh, that's what it is. There we go. Spark Hackathon. Oops. Spark Hackathon right here. This is pretty damn interesting. St. Anne's Belfield School. Belfield School. 2017 highlights. Students. Student hackers. They're recruiting students out of school, teaching them how to hack. Over there in crazy old St. Anne's Battlefield. And 35 mentors representing over 20 local and international organizations, including those who traveled from Atlanta, Chicago, Austin, Texas. Okay, Austin is a huge technical city. I have some connections in Austin. I've worked in the technical field in Austin before. And I will tell you this much. Mozilla, Locust Health, Willow Tree, UVA Biomedical Engineering. This is some deep, dark shit.